Mr. Mathman?
Right now, we've got a commitment.
Right now, we have a commitment, for a donation to the 501c3 that's covering it. But if that gets to the point that, and the agreement is 60-day notice, if that gets to that point, I have a plan B for the 60 days so that we won't be charged anything. But we'll probably have to get out of it after that.
But right now, we've
Or
got
cut back,
donations.
or cut back on the pounds of food we have delivered?
Well, you can do
Or
that.
the
yeah.
amount of times we have it for, I mean, I hate to see it go away completely, but I also know there seems to be always an excess of food, afterwards, and so could we look into those options?
We can, or coordinate with somebody else.
How many families are we serving?
Yeah.
How many what?
How many family
Considerably.
units?
We used to have a surplus, now,
But I mean, are we
several months,
50,
it's,
75, 10?
they just about drain whatever comes in there.
So, number of family units, anybody know?
No, I don't. Do
A
you know?
guesstimate?
I would
Is
guess,
it 5 or 50? I mean, is it, or which is the
But I don't think it's not just for River Oaks, is it?
no,
No, anybody
Then
can come in.
Yeah, but just
I'd say a minimum of 150 cars come through.
150,
Wow.
oh, wow, okay. That's a lot, a lot of cars.
Yeah.
It fills the parking lot up and the whole field out there.
It's they deliver, it's like a literal 18-wheeler
Yeah.
of food, they deliver it.
Wow.
And for us to go pick it up, we'd have to go back 3 and 4 times to get that.
So,
stuff and
my point being, I mean, killing it, doesn't seem attractive to me, you know.
Okay.
If we're assisting 150
Minimum,
families
I'd say a minimum of 250.
every time we do it, I mean, that's significant.
Well, right now, it's being donated, so that's.
Yeah, right now it's being covered, but we wanted you to know that if it failed, or
One of the
I
volunteers
have a
stepped
plan
up.
for the delivery
Paying
part.
this out of his pocket, the volunteers down there every time. This just got sprung on this guy, I think
March 1st, yeah.
Shirley just told me about it. I said, what are we gonna do? She said, well, there's a guy that helps us, and he's paying it right now.
If we get to that point, we'll come back to you, that's all I know.
Thanks, Marvin. All right, item number 20, does anybody have any questions on the substandard properties? Hearing none, we will go to council member questions, comments, and announcements. John?
Enjoyed the parade, there it's gone, I guess, but the car show, bigger than the car show, was the crowd that showed up. I think that was way more than they had last year. People coming down there, what we need to do to create this marriage between the school and Camp Carter and us. I talked to the superintendent, and she said they were working more and more to have events down there, so that's all I have.
Thank you. Steve?
I was gonna mention the same kind of thing. We went to the Spring Fest, and then went straight from there to Main Street Arts Festival, where there were a ton of people. And that's a little bit more up my girl's alley than cars, so we spent longer there. And then we saw and then it was Trash Bash the same day, and we saw these people on the levee at Panther Island,
Yes.
thinking, what are they doing?
What was
Until
that?
that night,
Yeah.
when they were rocking our whole city.
Yes, that's what it was.
Doobie doobie, is that how you say
Yes,
it?
yes.
And
you could hear it.
Which is my point, but besides it just being a great day and living in this area and all the things to do, which is wonderful, and the weather was perfect.
Yes.
But I seriously think that we ought to send a letter to the city of Fort Worth saying that we've heard from all our residents. I mean, they're all over social media.
I've heard from him.
Yeah. Just to add to it, because I'm only on Nextdoor, that's on social media I do, so, but I mean, supposedly in Lakeside, they
Yep.
could hear it.
Yeah.
And it was just
Yeah.
obscene how loud it was.
And they were supposed to, I think they were supposed to shut down at midnight, everybody was like,
It's almost midnight, it's almost over.
Then the fireworks.
Yeah, there were
Yes.
fireworks, I mean,
Yeah.
which is insane. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just,
So
And
I
I
know
don't
it's
really
only
know what
one
it
night.
was, like, there was people walking around like costumes, I thought it was a run, like a 5K, you know what they do at night?
What do they call it, a rave?
Yeah.
Something,
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means, but.
A rave is like a big concert and it gets, yeah,
Yeah,
it gets
but I just think,
pretty loud.
you know, and I know it doesn't happen that often, but it
But
was
we want to make sure
significant.
it does not.
Yeah,
Well,
that was.
I think we ought to send a letter.
It was,
for
They've got-
I
I agree
agree.
with that.
2 or 3 more coming up in the next month or so, these parties down there. There was an article in this morning, Star-Telegram about that. I guess the city's getting an earful.
Aim their speakers toward downtown.
Yeah. Yeah.
They say because the clouds were lower, it made it louder, I don't know.
Well,
whether
it was
or
too
not.
loud.
Your
I
volume.
never heard of it.
Yeah.
You didn't hear him?
I-
We could hear him.
He was
Yeah.
asleep at 9 o'clock.
He figured that.
It
No,
was-
with our new windows, we don't.
No, I need those kind of windows.
Get new windows. That's all. Thanks, Steve. Leanne?
Nothing.
Okay. Yoli?
I have nothing either.
Okay. Dan? All right, well, this is not my last meeting, but it's my last one before the election. So I was just gonna, thank y'all and everything. Then Leanne had to interrupt me, so go ahead. No. What do you have?
On signs that are, I guess, politically driven, like if you see a sign on a yard that says anything about EDC, for example, there are signs that say vote against.
Oh, no.
It says vote against defunding EDC, but there's nothing on there that says who paid for them or where they came from. Is that legal?
I need to look at your sign
I'm
ordinance.
sorry.
It has to have that on there about paid
It's a
for.
political, it's a state law, it's not
I
our.
would think, I would think it would be state. not
You're supposed to
local.
say any political advocacy is paid for like that.
And it usually needs the thing about the right of way, the right of way from a highway, even on the yard sales too.
You brought that up, and I didn't even think about that, but I'm not happy about
So
that.
your concern is that there's violations of that?
Yeah.
Yes, and it's our future leaders, possibly, that have put them out there. I mean, I can't say exactly who put them out, I don't know, but,
They're on their property.
exactly. So, I mean, if they're illegal, I think something needs to be said and done.
Well, they tell us in training that we are not sign police when it comes to politics.
But
They're
you
state
can,
But that-
but it's our election.
Yeah.
You can refer it to
And it's
the-
representative of who we are as
You can take it to the, what is that
Elections
board?
board.
Yeah.
Yeah, the election be over by then.
But by the time they do
I
anything
think
with
that's
it.
not the point. The point is, we know it's all illegal. We take pride in following the rules and doing things right and setting the example as leaders of the city. And here, we have, possible future leaders, depending on who put them out there, doing something that isn't ethical, basically. I mean, they're breaking the law, blatantly. And so, or on the other hand, maybe he didn't realize that was a political sign and it needed to, they put him out. Either way, I just think that, needs some attention, to be honest with you. And we don't have to be a police about it, but I think something needs to be said, because, we should be holding the highest of ethics.
I understand what you're saying, but that's a thin line with politics.
I know, Brian, but can you?
Would it make a difference if you're not running for office and you're just doing it as
No, it doesn't
a
matter.
private individual,
Well, I mean, it's,
saying, I want to vote for
it's,
this or
it's,
that?
an election's an election, it doesn't matter what the election is for. The rules would be the same for any election, and it's our election.
This sign right here has caused so much, and I've only seen two. I've only seen two. And I've gotten phone calls about this sign. When you use the word defunding to me and to these people that we're doing away with EDC, that's not the case, right?
Well,
Am
I think the only thing I would say to that is, I don't think we have the authority, or the state has the authority to tell people what is on the sign. I mean, I get where you're coming from, thinking, but.
They tell us when we run for office what we have to have on the sign.
I know, so I think the thing about what it has to say who paid for it, I think that's something, but I don't think even the state gets